Hi, I'm Matt with Mainstreet Medina, and welcome to another edition of Medina Minute. Today we're here at the historic Farmers Exchange in Southtown, and we're going to meet some faces and some friends from around town. Come on in and join me. Well, we are here with Eric Stasiowski, the new-ish chair of Mainstreet Medina. And Eric, we just want to learn more about you. First of all, what brought you to Medina?
Yeah, so I'm a New England native. So I'm originally from Western Massachusetts, and I was doing the math earlier today. It's probably been about 26, 27 years since I lived back home. And a job took me to the state of Ohio. So I worked for the Timken Company. So in 2001, I came to Ohio, and then as jobs changed, I had an opportunity to work closer to Cleveland and found out about this place called Medina.
Yeah.
I'd driven through Medina all the time because I have to get to Cleveland Hopkins Airport, so it was a drive-by on Route 18.
Yeah.
But then when our daughter was getting ready for school-aged, school districts were important, close commute to the highway, to get on towards Cleveland.
Sure.
And then also ties back to the Medina piece of it is the square. And for me, on the personal side, the square is very much a reminder of home to me. So the Western Reserve influence, the architecture, even the spirit of the people and the community, very similar to what I remember from back home. And so for me, there's a real strong personal connection to not only the square, but the historic district and the surrounding corridors.
Yeah. So
it's like a second home.
You and the wife drove through town looking for places to raise the kids, and are like, this is it.
This is it. Yeah, for those three reasons. And not in this particular order, but school district, access to city or job, and is this a place where we could raise our daughter Hannah? And there was a bonus that the square was kind of reminded me of Western Mass.
Yeah. What do you do with Timken Company?
Yeah, I'm the manager of online marketing, which means I'm responsible for all digital marketing efforts. Obviously, working with a whole cross-functional team.
Sure. As
well as e-commerce. So we sell to distributors across the globe electronically. And so I manage that operation as well.
Yeah.
And actually, this is my second tour of duty with Timken. So I came to the company. I came to Ohio for Timken. Was there for about 10 years. Fortunately, left on the right foot and had opportunities elsewhere. So for 10 years, I went away from Timken and I rejoined Timken just 2.5 years ago.
All right, cool.
In a different capacity, but yeah.
In your time living in Medina, how have you seen the town change? What have you witnessed?
Yeah, I mean, well, since 2009, which is when we moved here, certainly the full occupancy, so always new businesses coming in, never any vacancies.
Right.
I would say more upscale dining, great selection of retailers, and the events. So I mean, it kind of everything has gone from really good to great. And I mean that not only as chairman of Mainstreet Medina, but also as a citizen here, as a community member, someone who cares about the vibrancy of this area.
When you have family or friends visit from out of town, what are the things on your bucket list? What's your Medina experience that you're going to take them to eat here? You're going to take them to this store, this experience.
Well, it evolves every time someone else comes in. There's a new restaurant, a new experience here in Medina.
Yeah.
So it was going to see John at Times Square and that restaurant and just walking the square. And now we've got the Foundry and the go-kart activity and Castle Noel if it's that time of season.
Sure.
Root Candle, and so I mean, every time new visitors have come to see me or come through town, there's a new experience. There's a new restaurant. There's a new entertainment opportunity. So it wasn't, hey, let's just go down to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton or to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland or let's go over here to the Metro Parks. We don't have to go that far now.
We have it all here.
Yeah, exactly.
So are you a big go-karter?
No.
But you like them. You like going there.
Yeah, sure, right. For a good 2 or 3 hours. had the opportunity to drive a NASCAR once. So, but,
nice.
No, it's great. It's a unique experience there. I mean,
Yeah.
Go-kart really, I think it's extreme go-karts. Like, go-kart doesn't really give it the right description.
Yeah.
It's much more intense, a lot faster.
Cars.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have to put a helmet on, that's serious business.
What does your daughter think about growing up in, we'll call it a small town? It's really not, but how has that experience been?
You know, it's been good because it's a good local community spirit. I will say though, as she's like broadened out a little bit and met people from other school districts outside of Medina County, there's things that perhaps she's isolated from, which is has some good and bad connotations to it. But it's a safe community. I love the rural aspects of it. So there's sort of that hard work ethic, that Midwestern values that outsiders typically talk about. This area. And so I think that provides a good compass for Hannah as she grows older and becomes more mature. And then eventually when she goes to college and makes a life on her own, she really can look back at the days here and say, you know what, this was a really great family-centric area. This is an area that taught me a lot of good things around community spirit, getting involved. And so, the hope is that, bodes well and she applies those for, down the road.
Yeah. I know that you're very involved with volunteering and stuff. Is that something that you've also instilled in your daughter? Is she involved in things as well?
Yeah, she, either fortunately or unfortunately, she gets to come along for the ride on that. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's a big part of who I am. I don't think I'm an Eagle Scout, so as part of scouting, community service is one of the core tenets of the Scout oath and law, and so it's always been a part of my life. And even when we lived in Canton, spent a lot of time volunteering down there. And so I just think giving back to the community is just part of your responsibility. And I happen to enjoy it too. So.
Is that something that you learned from your parents? Like, were they very involved in volunteering?
They were mostly involved in, I would say, in the Catholic Church, in our parish. But I mean, I do, so in addition to that, I do, Boy Scouting was definitely a huge part of that. And my brother is an Eagle Scout, so, so it sort of ran in the family. And but part of it's my orientation, my upbringing, and I would say scouting. I mean, if I really were to drill it all the way back to...
It all came out of that.
Yeah. And so everywhere I've lived, it's it's an important part of being part of that community.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious, where would be your dream vacation?
My dream vacation? Well, the one area that I've had an opportunity to travel a fair amount for work, I would say probably exploring Australia, New Zealand area.
Really?
And then also I would say separately Italy. So despite the Polish last name, I'm 3/4 Italian. So spending some time in Italy and sort of really getting a chance to visit the country and maybe even connecting with relatives that I've never connected with. But
what is it about Australia that fascinates you?
I think it's so far from here, and the wildlife and
one of my favorite authors is Bill Bryson, and he's this incredible encyclopedic writer, and he did a book on Australia talking about there's animals there that are nowhere else in the world. There's things that are nowhere else in the world. I don't think most of us have any concept how big that place is. It's massive.
And I don't know how many time zones they have, but it is significant. I mean, just to that point, it's sort of an unknown.
And it's not like just going to Texas.
Right. I think there's just so many unique experiences. Even when you go to Europe, there's a lot of similarities between what you see in Europe. Yes, culture is different. Yes, food is different. But you see animals, and you sort of the cities are cities, and the communities are communities. But I think just Australia is just such an unknown for me.
Yeah,
it's so far away, and I just would like to see that. I've never had a chance.
No,
to
I get
really,
it. I think it'd be cool. Yeah. What do you do in your downtime? You're a very busy man. You're very involved, very active. Do you ever get to just chill out?
I do get to chill out.
Are you a reader? Are you a hobbyist? Do you build models? What do you do for
I
your
play tennis.
downtime?
So tennis is one thing. So I've played tennis since high school. So I do enjoy playing. And then I'm training. We'll see how it goes for a Boston Marathon.
Nice.
So this goes right back to the whole New England thing.
Yeah.
So I made a commitment to my dad. I said, or a challenge, I guess, for myself when I told my dad this, is that I want to try to run the Boston Marathon by the time I turn 50.
Very cool.
Now,
so you have a little bit of time.
Extremely little bit of time. The pandemic didn't help, so I'll be 50 next May. So, so it may be 51, but that would be an ultimate challenge for me. It's kind of like a bucket list. Is like, all right, can I actually qualify for this 26.2 mile race in my hometown or in my home state at least? And it's hard. It's like really, really hard.
I bet. And you've run the half marathon.
Yeah, I've done the Cleveland Marathon was my first and only marathon, and then I've probably done close to 10 half marathons.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So, but it's a heck of a jump from a half to full. I mean, but training, knock on wood, starts in 2 weeks, and we'll see if we can qualify on time. If you don't qualify in time, you can still qualify. You actually can raise funds for one of the official charities of the Boston Marathon. Okay. And you can raise funds for that and get an entrance into the race that way.
Nice.
Through a community donation type model. Yeah.
Do you find, I used to be a runner years ago, clearly not right now. Do you find when you're running, do you get that running high and you get into the zone, or are you still pushing through every mile just waiting for the end?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, as the race goes on, at least for me, as the race goes on, obviously you start with sort of these great ambitions, and then it's just hold on for dear life, right? So that I would definitely say it falls into that. But I mean, I think that's part of the training as well. It's not just the physical; it's really the mental, the nutrition, the hydration strategy. Yeah. Mentally, I can do it. I did it once, but all those things have to be kind of working in concert. The weather's got to be good. The nutrition strategy's got to be eating right all the way through training. You've got to hydrate properly, which isn't my strength. Yeah. And by the way, you got to run like a long
26
way.
Point something.
Yeah, right. So it is. I mean, it's a great challenge. It's a hike. But the other thing I love about it is, beyond the personal satisfaction, is when you do finish the race and you watch other people finish. Yeah. No matter size, shape, personal goal, whatever, you just the expression as they cross that finish line is really just, for me, it really gets me more motivated. Sure. People accomplishing maybe something they've never accomplished before. It's in a sense, the human spirit on full display as they cross that. I bet. And it's just kind of fun to watch that. And,
I would probably break down in tears. It'd be emotional, but also euphoric.
Well, it is, yeah. Even I've run a half marathon in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and the first time I ran it a few years ago, it was like I was running in my home state. Yeah. My dad lives out there, so I was running in front of my family, and so you get kind of like caught up in it. At least I did, and it actually gave me a really good time. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's I enjoy running. I mean, you have to obviously enjoy running to do it. But we'll see what happens.
What else is on your bucket list?
Well, when I accomplished the Boston Marathon, I have a slight interest in maybe getting my pilot's license, or at least trying, like taking some flight lessons. I had one once from I outbid somebody at some silent auction thing, so I got one free lesson. Yeah, over here in Medina, and it was great.
You liked it?
I was super scared, and I was holding on to I don't even know if they call it a steering wheel. I was like white knuckling it.
Sure.
And the pilot, but I was the pilot. He's like, you don't have to hold on that hard. I'm like, oh yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I'm holding on for dear life.
God, what was that like?
It was really cool. I mean, once you got up there,
but
yeah. I mean, he took off and landed the plane. I mean, took control of it, but yeah. I mean, it was really great. It was really cool, and so there's a little potential there to maybe do that. Yeah. We'll see, but
would you go up in a hot air balloon?
Absolutely, I would love to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I had a opportunity to do the Goodyear blimp once, and then something fell through. Like their schedule was all booked and never rebooked. But yeah, so
do it soon, because I can tell you, at least for me, I think once you cross that 50 mark, then it's like I love the idea of things, but then I start going through my mind like what's going to go wrong.
Well, right.
And it's terrible.
Well, on the marathon thing, that's exactly right. And I want to get that thing done, because I really don't want to run and put all that strain in my knees and ligaments and hip and joints and all that stuff like deep in my 50s, right? This is kind of like, let's get it and get it done and get it done quickly, and then I might still run 5Ks, but like I got a very specific goal,
Yeah.
and
No, that's cool.
the body's not going to hold up forever. So
Yeah, and that'd be cool that your dad can be there cheering you
Yeah.
on.
yeah,
That's really
yeah.
cool.
And in fact, I don't. If I make it to Boston, I don't even care how I finish the Boston Marathon, because they have something like 1 million people lining the streets all the way into the city, and it's just a great day, and it'll be just an honor to do that. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
that would be cool. Very cool. With your involvement with Mainstreet Medina, what do you want to see the organization achieve in the next year, 2 years?
Yeah, well, I think we just established our 3-year strategy, and it really has got 3 or 4 key tenets. One is to raise awareness for Mainstreet Medina, and make sure not only that the individuals here in the community, the local Medina County community residents, know about what we do here from a historical preservation, from an economic development standpoint, but also outside of Medina County. So let's look outside. Let's think Northeast Ohio. Let's look the state of Ohio, and if we can position this awesome community as really a small town destination,
Yeah.
my gosh, just think of the visitors and the economic impact and the vibrancy of what we can provide to people. So over the next couple of years, raising the awareness for this area is one core strategic area. Expanding the diversity of in every sense of that term.
Sure.
So whether that is diversity on the board, in our volunteer ranks, from race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, that perspective, or diversity of thought. So bringing in local townships into our processes and making them aware of where we're going and understanding where they're going. Diversity in terms of who volunteers.
Yeah.
So today we have a core set of volunteers, but why shouldn't we engage the youth or the future leaders?
Absolutely. Right.
And so, man, we've got programs kind of lined up to get after that.
Yeah.
So diversity is another strategic angle for the next couple of years that we're going to focus on. And there's a few other ones. Obviously, we want to continue to raise funds and continue to bring this soon-to-be 15-year-old organization, right? So next year's our 15th anniversary. Take it from really great to awesome, because a lot of the work, not only that you've done, but also the board that precedes me, have really set us up for success. So now, how do we take it from really this stage to really that great level?
Nice. What's the one big thing we still need in the district? What would put us over that tipping point?
Yeah.
We have a lot of really cool stuff, but what's that hole that we have in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the recent string of years of 100% occupancy that we've been able to achieve, where we have really 0 or 100% occupancy, no vacancy.
Right.
I think now we can actually generate half-day, full-day, weekend experiences for residents and for people outside, visitors into our community. And so to that point, the next big thing I would love to see is kind of more residential living, which we're making some great progress at Liberty Row, but also the ability to maybe have a boutique hotel or a conference center, or convention center, on a small scale, as almost like a retreat from, maybe a big city excursion. And so now you've got enough restaurants, you've got great retail, you've got anchors with, Castle Noel over here, you've got Root Candles, you've got the Foundry and all that they offer and will continue to grow. You can really make this a multi-hour, multi-day destination. Yeah. So I think the key to that is to continue to have residents down here, and also see if we can put together a boutique, convention center and hotel, in the spirit of in the spirit of the architecture and all that stuff. Not a big box hotel chain, but something really distinct to that aligns to sort of the feel of the square here.
That would be cool. When we have people in from out of town, we have a couple of bed and breakfasts and Airbnbs in town. People come here for what we have in the square and here in Southtown, but then they stay out at 18 and 71 where it's good businesses, but it's Franchiseville. That's not our community. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you probably hear it more than I do, but when I volunteer for the farmers market or walking around, and people say, I didn't realize all this was here.
Yeah, constantly.
And it does change, right? I mean, so it's not always the same storefronts year after year. There's new ones that pop up. There's new spaces that pop up. There's existing businesses that expand and then have more to offer than what they did maybe a year or two ago. So there's always something changing, and I really think there's something for everyone. So now let's promote that, and let's make it easy for them to engage half day, full day, a weekend, business conference.
Yeah.
And we'll partner with the Visitors Bureau and the county commissioners and city administration and city council, and I think I'd love to see in the next 3 to 5 years maybe something to expand beyond the bed and breakfast that we have.
So Boston Marathon Boutique Hotel.
I tell you what, that'd be great.
All right.
That'd be great.
Eric, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.